Shout out to J&J.
So I just want to send a shout out to J&J Sports for having me once again.
Episodes, man. You guys got a real good thing going on.
An NFL wide receiver legend, Randy Moss, has survived cancer during his undergoing surgery. James, I'm just thankful that everything worked out because I was worried, man. He's such a positive person and just outside of football, positive, good energy. Um, how you feel about this news?
Well, I'm happy that he got the help that he needed and had it taken care of. We talked about this a few weeks back, and we had no idea what was going on, really.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, all we really wished for was, prayers for the family,
right.
and that he was going to get through this.
Right.
So,
and our prayers have been answered. You guys, he survived. If we come out of come to find out, he had a biliary cancer in his liver, so that connects with the liver and stuff like that. After his procedure, they removed it, and he was hospitalized after that. So it was a successful procedure, which I'm thankful for that because those procedures could go either way, successful or not. So I'm just happy about that, and I'm happy that I can't wait to hear his story. What he had to say once every fully recovered and everything like that. Um, funny, quick story, man. Well, we kind of look at his stats, man, and just to get us started. How relieved are you hearing this news, man?
Majorly relieved, and considering we had no idea what was going on, this can serve as an example to anyone. If something's wrong, if you're sick, go get it checked out and see what's going on. Early detection is what's going on with them here.
Yeah, and I'm absolutely relieved to the point like we couldn't even understand. I mean, losing a legend at the age of 47. He's only 47. That wouldn't have been great. You know what I mean? He had such a great attitude, brought a lot to the game, playing with other great legends like Tom Brady, which I'm gonna get in their story in a little bit. But if we kind of look at his stats, man, his highest stats and achievements, uh, oh man,
no, I think it's right after the first question.
oh,
it's still there.
Hold on. Oh, okay, the achievement. I just said achievements. It took out the yes. If we look at his achievements, man, Hall of Fame, played in 2 Super Bowls, 6 Pro Bowls, and led the NFL in touchdown receptions 5 times in a row, James. Now, I know he didn't have a ring, but just how do you feel about this resume?
Randy Moss is a name that even people who don't know about football, they know Randy Moss.
Yeah.
So this resume, it shows an elite receiver.
Absolutely, man. When hearing about the cancer at first, out of all the players he played with, which person do you feel felt it the most? Hearing that news.
That's a good question. Maybe some of his old coaches. I mean, possibly Belichick.
Yeah, right.
He was maybe very.
And he talked about him a lot. How he admired Belichick and how his coaching and being able to coach pro players and him being so tough. I would have to say Tom Brady, man. Being the fact that he played for those 3 years and even though they couldn't get a ring together, they still had that major chemistry. And we kind of talked about the story, man. It's actually quite fascinating how he joined that team. So the Patriots were playing against the Vikings coming up. I believe they went to Minnesota. And Randy Moss flew all the way out there to the game. And him and Tom had a secret meeting before the game, and he basically looked at him and said, "Yo, I want to play with you." Being that, I mean, it's not like Tom. I guess Tom really had control at that time because he was able to make that happen. How do you feel like? Do you feel like he had control, or how do you feel like that went?
If the elite quarterback wants to play with another elite wide receiver, they're going to make it happen.
Yeah,
I think.
Right, because we look at Aaron Rodgers and your boy Adams, they made that happen. You know what I mean? Just off verbal. So yeah, I think that's a thing now. You know what I mean? Seeing that chemistry, which is fascinating. I didn't know that, you guys. Even though Randy Moss didn't end his career with a ring, he's still one of the greatest receivers to ever play the game, James. And I'm truly honored just to be covering him right now, man. Just to end us off, man, does a ring define the greatness of a player?
No, not at all. It definitely is a major achievement for any player who gets a ring.
Mm-hmm.
But for the people who were elite and were able to prove themselves, in a lot of ways, he did it kind of on his own. Because, you know, he wasn't just with the Patriots. He's been on a few different teams.
Yeah.
So he proved himself and showed that, you know, he might not have a ring, but he's definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Oh, yeah, he's already, that was already. So, a ring, of course, is everybody's dream to achieve before their career ends, but it does not define the value of a great player. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of great players that played the game that don't, you know, didn't get a ring. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, based off the situation, you could have been an elite player always on a mediocre team or a team that couldn't get there. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's not your fault. You know what I mean? Like I said, even if you had to switch from being a team player, still showing the value, it's a team based. The whole team has to be elite, basically. So, but nah, shout out to Randy, man. I'm so happy that he got out of that situation. You're a legend, man. We appreciate you, the game of football, what you brought. And just before we pass it over to you, is there any wide receivers you feel like that played that's close to him or like has that, you know, those type of numbers?
Probably Andre Johnson is one I would look at. He's probably equal or almost as good as Randy Moss, I would say. He was so much fun to watch and was really the first major offensive star on the Texans, it seemed like.
I say Andre Johnson. I say Calvin Johnson. I say it's a couple other ones. I like Ocho Cinco. There's a couple other people, sure. So we'll keep you guys updated on him. And yeah, man, salute. But I'm passing over my co-host James, man. What else we got?
J&J Sports coming to y'all with more in 2024.